So I'm back with Taurus rising, y'all. So I plan on doing all the rising signs. So yeah, you should definitely stick around so that you can check your rising sign out, and then maybe your homegirl's rising sign, your homeboy's rising sign, your mama's, your child's. What else can I say? Okay, but I want to go ahead with Taurus rising. Now remember that our rising sign is the part of ourselves, like the outward part of ourselves that people get to see and experience before they really get to know us, right? But it's also the way that we approach life a lot of times, and even some of our mental thought processes, because we're dealing, especially if you were Aries rising. But when I say mental thought processes, it's our approach. Our mind is like the vehicle, or the motor, the engine to our bodies per se. Or should I say, in the rising sign, I look at as like a vehicle. It's like our exterior that moves us throughout. The reason why we move the way that we move, okay? Or we move the way that we move because of circumstances that calls for us to do so. And we lead that with our outer core. And so yeah, that's the way I look at the rising signs. Taurus rising. Taurus rising really does try to maintain stability, material stability. It's not necessarily because it's a vain thing. People look at when you say, okay, yeah, well, your sign is into more material facets of life and understanding through that as a bad thing. Like the person is just shallow. No. That's not what it is. Let's be for real. If we, like, who is watching this has children, or you want to have a roof over your head, or you want to maintain stable relationships in your life, who wants to be able to afford food to eat? Huh? Who wants that? Who wouldn't mind a little bit of bling bling sometimes, right? Okay. So the material aspect of life is definitely something that are part of life that's important, because really it takes all of it, all of the signs, all of its effects, coming together to really make one person, to make the world, to make the earth, to make our life, the way that we see things, the way we view things, how we advance, how we learn, what that looks like, our emotional needs, mental, spiritual, all of that. So it's important to understand that it's not a judging thing. It just is what it is. And then we all can have negative attributes and positive attributes associated with whatever sign that we're dealing with, or whatever energy that we're dealing with, because really that's all that it is. Okay? So Taurus rising, like I said, tries to maintain the stability even though they experience unexpected circumstances, right? So you would see or understand even more why a Taurus rising will want to maintain stability. If you have circumstances that come up in your life that's unexpected, to where it's just like, oh my God, I gotta pay this, or I want to accomplish that, I have to make sure that the bills are paid because my children need a place to stay, my family needs something to eat, I want to be able to leave something behind when I do leave. So let's just keep this in mind. And so they strive. You can find them really being consistent, and even having a lot of their material, the material surroundings with them really kind of stay the same. Because if they accomplish something, they're not, I'm not saying that it just depends on what level this is of Taurus rising, like how much finances we're dealing with here, or material success that we have here that's going on. But I'm saying, like, you will see that, because it's a lot that they're kind of keeping to themselves too. Like there's a lot that they can express about their experience, but at the same time, they really do work hard to meet the needs that they have, and the needs that the people that's around them have. You know what I mean? So even though they are having these unexpected circumstances, what they try to do is maintain some sort of, consistency within that. So let's say they some of them could keep like the same vehicle for a long time, the same house for a long time. Like, they're not just trying to switch up for switch up's sake. If they do, it's because they move up a notch. Like, they have a need that needs to be met. Because really, they could be minimalist, some of them, or they need some sort of freedom in their lifestyle. And the way that because of that, like they want to, the way that they approach life, it has to be some sort of freedom there. They don't want to feel trapped by things that they have. And this is what could make some of them minimalist. And you could take a millionaire Taurus rising, and then there's aspects of their life, or I would say multi-millionaire in this day and age, because $1 million, they acting like ain't nothing out here. You know what I'm saying? People burning through $1 million like it ain't nothing. That's how crazy it is right now. So, but I'm saying, like, you could take a multi-millionaire Taurus rising, but then it's something about their lifestyle with what they're obtaining that to where it's minimalist compared to maybe something somebody else is doing that's like their peers, and their association group and affiliation groups that they interact with, that's also a part of it. Okay. So yeah, Taurus rising could seek untraditional experiences, or either they come across experiences or circumstances in life to where other people don't understand. Like, people see their situation and they don't really understand it, because it's some parts of it that could be really untraditional. Okay. Or the way that they approach life, or the way that the moves that they make, it could be something that's really untraditional. And it's crazy because of the fact that, so Taurus rising are traditional, untraditional, because they want, like, their approach would be, okay, stability. But at the same time, there's the energy is causing for these unexpected events that put them in situations that may be untraditional. So really, Taurus rising's goal is to create their own traditions and create, or it's Taurus rising. It is really up. Please don't feel a need to compare yourself and your success and where you're at to others, because really what you're about is creating a affiliation, a group, a society that fits who you are and your needs. It's, so you got to keep that in mind. In a society, it could be something that's small, like your peers, your family, your friends, the people you come across, that you could literally come across these people for a few hours and they've entered into your society. So, be mindful of that, because I feel like when you, deep down inside, Taurus rising gets this, but when you try to match yourself with, what other people are doing, and like measure that, it could really be a source of feeling defeat for you, and not really being in the correct or the right place that you should be for yourself. Because Taurus rising can find themselves doing things just to be like, okay, well, practically this makes sense, when it really does not fit what you really want to be doing. And I get it. Sometimes we got to do things that practically make sense, but I'm just telling you, like, it could really, Taurus risings don't need to be trapped or don't want to feel trapped. Therefore, some of you guys might be entrepreneurs or want to be. Some of you guys might have open relationships, or like, if that's not something you agreed upon, sometimes that can happen, Sometimes you guys will seek freedom in employment over, so it's like, okay, well, if I don't have to work as many hours, I would take that over just, having a bunch of money. I would like a bunch of money, but how can I maximize on that, without like maximize how can I make money without having to constantly be doing things, even though y'all like to do things too. Because I feel like y'all, if it's worth the effort for you and it's worth your energy and your time, you will work how you need to. But you just don't want to feel trapped. Like, you want to make your own hours. Group effort. So you like situations where you can depend on other people too if you need to, if you needed to. So it's like this group effort, you know, it's like, okay, so if you're my family, if you're my friends, you should be able to help me. Like, we should be able to work as a group or a community to properly function, to get things done, you know. So you guys have like a group effort type energy towards you or within you, you know. Even when it comes to like money, because for instance, you're just kind of like, okay, well, if I go and I support you in your business, then you should be over here supporting me in mine, you see. And you really try to pay it forward. So like, if you know, like, you receive tips off of your job, when you go somewhere where others have to receive tips, yeah, you're going to be like, okay, well, let me tip them good, because it's like, I will want, you know, the same. And I want to see myself come up, so these other people got to come up around me in my community, you know. So yes, that's why your affiliations with people, friendships, you might see yourself change those, okay? Because at some point you look around and you're like, I don't know, these people they're not understanding of what it is that I gotta do or what it is that I need to do, you know, like, I need to change my affiliations. So your affiliations with other people could possibly get you places, you know, or could possibly grow your business, or you utilize these people for this. So yeah, you gain material accolades eventually, or as you go along, you can gain this through other people. So you can find that maybe through people that you know, you receive stuff like material stuff, like furniture, things like that. Stuff being passed down to you, you know, or given to you. Taurus rising individuals can definitely be beautiful, but it's like a unique beauty. They could be like, because they could be beautiful with things that they do and that they create, or they're interested in beauty, you know. They could be in the beauty industry. Hey, Taurus risings could be really good with their hands. Really, really good with their hands, growing things, you know, making other people feel beautiful. Also, the reason why this unique beauty, I mention this, is because Taurus risings could be seen as awkward, like socially awkward to other people, or like stable but unstable. It's like, dang, you the most stablest, unstablest person I know. You know, it's like, I think I said it already, but it's awkward sometimes. Like they're intelligent. So Taurus risings can be intelligent more than what people know, because like they look into the stuff, they study stuff. Some of them might study medicine, like, especially if you're good with your hands, like study stuff to work on other people with, like the stuff that they know. You're like, why do you know this? Like, dang, that's pretty smart. But how do you know this? Because you can give people information or come up with ways for them to do things, you know, like with using your hands, or just like the gain material stuff, practical stuff, physical stuff to meet those needs. It's pretty interesting. But anyways, okay. So Taurus rising, I would say, like, keep being you and just understand that you're here in this world to, yes, experience the material aspects of life, but also really to kind of like pave your own identity with what that looks like, with how you do that, and what success looks like for you. And you don't want to be trapped into anything, but at the same time, you have to understand that could be your downfall too, because there's some things that you have to kind of like stick through at the same time in order to see yourself advance to the level that you want to see yourself advance to, or accomplish these things. All right, so this is Taurus rising. I'm Butterfly Light. Thanks for watching. I will return.